let's go to Ultron's assembly guide. So Ultron is one of the more complex characters in the core set. So we're just going to go through this and we're going to take our time with it. So step one is his body. So I want to go ahead and clip out his body as per the rules, and it says to assemble the body now. So I'm going to clip that out, and boop, and boop. And then we're going to trim that up just ever so slightly. Just get rid of that little extra bit of frame, like so. Check for mold lines. Mold lines are easy to check for. If you look at the sprue, the sprue center is where your mold lines are going to be. So you can actually, if you look at the parts, you'll know exactly where the mold lines will be. Going to test fit that. That seems pretty good. I'm going to missed a little bit of frame. That big knife. I'm going to go switch to my little knife. Just clean that up. There we go. And this side, a little bit of that frame still on there. Just clean that up. I actually just shaved it. Make it nice and smooth. Just like that. That's how the pros do it. A little more super glue out here, like so. I'm just going to tap this right into those keys, those keyholes. Just like so. So there's our torso, step one. Step two is his arms. So let's find his arms. So it's his grippy arm, his monologue arm, not his pointing arm. So I want the monologuing arm. I'm just going to clip that out. I want to make sure I don't clip anything extra. Okay. It's his forearm or his bicep. So I want to make sure I get the right bicep. Like I said, we will be updating these with some numbers. So this is part number 13. And his shoulder pads. The shoulder pads are a bit tricky. There they are. There they are. Which shoulder pad is this?
You can tell Dallas is thinking because he thinks to the rhythm.
I do think to the rhythm. You know what? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to clip them both, and then I'm going to fit them. And then I'll tell you which number they were. So if you're taking notes at home, you'll know which one. Clean that up. Clean that up. Now this is his, if I'm holding his torso, this is his left arm, right arm. I want to fit that. That looks great. I'm going to go ahead and check this is not that shoulder pad. Haha, I got the wrong shoulder pad. So this is shoulder pad number 12. I actually put my shoulder pads on last when I did mine. But I don't follow the rules. Clean that up where I clipped it. Just a gentle shave to get rid of any extra plastic. Plastic up. Okay. So the flat edge, that is, if you put the flat edge up against the up against the part, that's where you get your smoother cut. This is angling down, so this is where you get your nice clean cut. Good sharp pair of clippers will have, a good pair of clippers has this edge like this, so you can get that nice right up against there to the part, get that nice clip in there. Once again, I'm just going to put that like that. Hold. There we go. I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to put the shoulder pad on after fitting the arm to the torso because I'm a loose cannon. And we're going to do the other arm. Step 3 is the other arm. It's part 14. I'm not applying pressure to these. I'm setting them and holding them firmly together. Does that make sense? And then it's just like with the knife. I'm not putting any pressure. If I'm putting pressure, I'm doing it wrong. Same thing with gluing. You don't need to put pressure. You just want to hold them together. There's a little bit of, just like that. Just get rid of that. You don't need to put pressure, and less is more. So I'm going to fit this part. It's got the little, you can see the part. It's got the little, looks like little elbow joints. And I'm just going to, just like that, make sure it works. There's a little bit of glue, less is more. And firmly hold in place. Now this is his outstretched hand. Set that aside, clean up the shoulder pad. Clean up shoulder pad. Now that shoulder pad and arm go together, that shoulder pad and arm go together. I'm going to move on to step 5. This is his head. The lower part of his head is part number 11. In there, just clip that away. And if you can't quite get it clipped, you can go in there with your knife. Just boop. Top part of head is part number 10. I'm actually going to set this down. I'm going to use this knife. I'm just going to slice. Slice. This knife is very sharp. Do not do that on your leg. I did it on the table. That's why we have a cutting mat. But sometimes it's nice to, if you got a part that's like really close to the frame. My clippers are actually kind of chunky. They make different size clippers. You can find all kinds of different size clippers. I'm sorry, I said step 5. This is actually step 4, gluing the top and the bottom of the head together. Anyways, my clippers are kind of chunky. So sometimes for those really tight fits where the frame and the part is really close together, you can set the frame down like so. This is flat. I'm like pushing, and you can just cut that away. We skipped ahead, but as a sample. All right, now step 5. Put all the parts together. So let's put his pointy arm on. Just a little glue again. This plugs right into that part. Remember to fit before gluing. I've assembled how many Ultrons? I don't even know. This arm goes here, which we test fit earlier. So hopefully it still fits. Like so. Now let's put those shoulder pads on. Now, his shoulder pads, a little glue. I'm just going to wipe that off. little extra plastic there. Get rid of that. So shoulder pads, you can see here, in the top of this arm there's a little divot. The underside of the shoulder pad has a little like bar, like a little, it's actually keyed. So you can just put a little glue here on the top of the arm, down in that little trough. I'm going to put a little bit right up here on his body because I know that fits there. And we're just going to put that right in there. Just like that. And the other shoulder pad goes on this side. I'm just going to fit it just so we see how it fits. Just like so. I'm going to leans back just a little bit. You can see how you'll see how it leans when you go to put yours on. A little glue on top, a little glue up against the body. Get a nice fit. And perfect. Let's check the head. Now, it looks like I got a little extra plastic. So I'm not even going to test fit. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that plastic. That's from casting. You know, everything is made by machines. So you never know what little bits of plastic is going to be on there. Head, so he's kind of looking to the side over his shoulder a bit. So that fit pretty darn good. I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue in there like so. Maybe a little bit up here on the top. Not much though. I don't want it spilling out everywhere. All right, we have half an Ultron. So the next step on step 5 is he has these little hip nodules. These are parts 2 and 3, and you actually get 2 of each. And I don't remember what side is which. So we're going to learn together. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to test fit it. Pretty sure I got this right. Pretty sure I remember the shapes of these. Oh, Pagani. Okay, so part number 3 goes on his left hip. And I'm just going to put a little glue in there. Spread that around. We're going to just slide. Now this slides up. It doesn't snap in, it slides up. Because you'll get what I just did there. Just slides right up in there, just like so, and fills that up. I got a little extra glue on that, but that's okay. Which means part 2 goes on the other side. Just clean that up a bit. You can see part 2 actually has like kind of a divot, which so does this side of his hip. You're just going to slide that up in there. Just make sure it fits nice and snug, which it does. Once again, just a little bit of glue. I'm running out of glue. Just a little bit. And just slide it up in there. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Boom. There's his little hip plates. All right, step 6. So his legs. All right, once again, we will get some numbers up on the website. So step 6, he has 2 legs, and we're going to look at this one. Step 6 shows that. And I'm going to look here, and that is definitely part number 16. You can tell the shape of the circle is different between part 16 and part 17. This is definitely part 16. So I'm going to get that. Clip that away. Clean that up. Is anybody out there taking notes on the parts? I'm expecting to see this in our new official Facebook group. I know this leg goes on this side, yes. So I want to fit that. I just want to make sure and double check that. Then we're going to look at the top of the thigh. Uh-oh, which one's the top of the thigh? Oh, yes. So this is part number 9. And the bottom of the thigh. Well, we'll do the top part first. Like so. About out of glue here. So this is his right leg. He has a divot here on the top of his leg. Just put a little glue in there, just the top of the leg there. And then this goes on like that. Just slides right on there. Just like so. Like a glove. I'm going to let that cure. And then the bottom of the leg, they actually fit together very nicely whenever you see them. It's that. So the bottom of the right leg is part number 18. This would be super useful on the 15th. There we go. And this just fits nicely on the bottom. Once again, there's like a little trough. I fit it when it was actually on a sprue, if you noticed. And this is just going to go right there. There's a little trough. It forms like a little front opening like that. So that's what the right leg should look like when assembled. Hopefully everybody can see that. That's his right thigh. Okay, and we're going to put the bottom of his right leg on. This is part number 21. Now, if you look closely here, there's a key. This is why you got to look at the parts and really familiarize yourself with stuff. There's a key right here, and the runner goes into the key. So I want to make sure I don't cut that off. It's a big no-no. So I'm going to come from this side so I can see the key. You can see how I'm using the flat of that clipper. Can we see that? Kind of. And this opening lets me get that just like that. Lets me work around that. Then cut the bottom off. Then you're just going to clean that up. Clean this up. Look for any egregious mold lines. Doesn't seem to be any. Top of thigh, and this is just going to slide right into, there's a key back in there. Oh. Looks like I got a little extra plastic in there. Let's try and get that out. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's being smashed up against a bunch of different parts in there, so I'm going to put some extra glue in there, give it a nice little hold, Give it lots of surface area to grab a hold of. Ultron has the most unique individual parts. All right, step 8. This is the other thigh. So this is part number 17. Once again, I'm just gonna slide right around there. You can see how that inset of the clippers lets me get into the runner. Clip the part away from the frame. Clean that up. We are almost done with this Ultron though. I took a bunch of runner with me on that one. Slash that away. A little extra plastic from molding. Okay. And we need the top and the bottom of our thigh plates. This is the top. The top has the little laser line zigzag glow bit. Just like so. Might as well take the bottom off too while we're at it. Just like that. Part number, oh, I forgot to tell you the top thigh. Bottom thigh is 19. Clean these up. Went a little deep there, but paint will hide that. And I'm not perfectly cleaning these up. They don't need to be perfectly cleaned up. Mainly cleaning them to make sure the fits work. So all the tubes are the inside of the thigh, so you know that this is the top of the thigh. We know that the laser line bit is the top of the thigh plate. So we know if we put it like this, and we apply some glue here, like so, this will fit on just like that. Easy peasy. We'll do the bottom while we're at it. Right in the trough, a little on the top of the thigh, and makes like a little spaceship, doesn't it? We're just gonna set that aside. Step 9. This is part number 20. This is the left leg. I'm just going to clip that out. The only other parts left on our frame are the extra hip nodes. So I'm just going to set that frame aside. While those are curing, I'm going to go ahead and choose a base. I'm going to use this one. Clip that. Go ahead and clean up my connection. Now we can clean up this leg. Looks great. The tubes are the inside of the thigh, so we know that this is the top. Let's put our glue on the lower leg. They call me Dallas the Kid. I'm the fastest Ultron in the West. And right up in there. Perfect. We have just those to put together. Look at that. I'll let that cure just a second. I'm going to go ahead and clip this out real quick. And you know what? There's a little cup on this frame. We're going to put this on. We're going to put this on the base. We're going to give Mr. Ultron. He needs a shot of coffee. Taking over the world is an exhausting job, right? piece just fits right in there. You can feel the key grab. Let's go ahead and test this piece. If you're not sure, go ahead and just kind of move the piece around. You'll feel it grab, just like that. Did we have something? Do I need to speak more ASMR-y? When Ultron was a young lad in Colombia, he grew up on a coffee farm, and he grew to love the flavor of a well-roasted bean. And then one day, those dirty Avengers came and took his coffee away, and then he decided to take over the world. My love of coffee knows no bounds. We're just gonna sometimes these little fits where they go together in 3 points. Boom. That's the easiest way to do it. See how I did that? We can glue him to his base now. Put a little glue on the bottom of this. He's still curing, so I'm not gonna flip it upside down while we're waiting on the cure. Oh, I want the pothole to show. And his delicious mocha. I'm not even gonna lay this one down. This one's gonna stand up. Boop. You shall not take my coffee from me.